I'm here with Mr. Christian Rogers.
How's it going, guys?
And we're going to talk a little bit about what we're seeing, well, what Christian's seeing. So how are you planning on playing them today, bud?
I'm going to start with some stronger balls on the fresh just to try and blend out some of the friction to the right. They're really cliff this week. So I have a Zing and a Prism on the rack right now. Probably going to be those two balls most of the day. Later in the block, maybe a Verge, and if they really hook, a melee jab. But typically just some of the smoother pieces. Just try and keep it in front of me and avoid the disastrous frames.
And your hand does a lot of it too. Your ball hooks so much that you're kind of trying to tame them all back when they get like this.
Right, correct. So
you're using big balls to hook less.
Correct. So my goal, throwing the bigger balls, is they're a little bit more forward off the end of the pattern, really high rev rate, and I'm a little more around it than a lot of the other higher rev guys. My balls like to continue a lot. So yeah, our Carol's goes a little bit more forward, mine goes a little bit more off the spot.
That way.
So I typically can throw the bigger balls a little longer than most because they're a little cleaner. I can get them to the front a little easier, and they're a little more forward down lane for me. So I really don't expect to get out of it like a Zing or a Prism for the majority of the day.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for your input, bud. Well, good, brother.
Well, brother.
Yes, sir.
What's going?
Whoa! No.
Are you going to ask some questions?
He's going in. Introduce everybody. Another fish here with me. We've got Mr. Steve Earhart, Brunswick staffer. So, how are you planning on playing these lanes today? We see the scores are pretty high, kind of cliffed. So, what is yours? Oh no! And we got the other one. So we're talking about what balls we're going to throw today and how we're going to play them. So what are you guys expecting to see?
I plan on throwing the Zenith for about a game.
Blend them out?
Yep, and then I'm planning on jumping left and hooking it with either the Prism Warp Hybrid or the Melee Blood Red.
Okay.
And just keep chasing them left quick.
Oh, so you're going to get left as early as you can.
Not too far left, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I brought my spare ball because my partner goes strike a lot.
And don't leave spares because they don't do much today.
Doesn't matter if you make them or not. Just don't leave them.
Nope.
Thanks, bud. Well, good,
man.
brother.
You too.
All right. I'm here with the fish, Kyle Troop. So, Kyle, their scores are going to be kind of high, kind of cliff.
Yeah.
You bowled yesterday, the practice in the Pro-Am. What are you seeing, and what balls do you think you're going to attack them with today?
Well, there's a lot of friction on the 45-foot pattern, so normally for me, whenever I see a lot of built-in friction in the pattern, I'm going to use some slower equipment. The ASIMs for me, though, were a little too strong. Probably going to throw an Axiom on the fresh, possibly a Phase 2. The only ASIM that really looked good for me was a Rubicon. We're going to keep it pretty straight on the fresh because for me, whenever they get cliffed, I need to keep it straighter or the big slow curve. So we're going to be throwing it straight with Axiom and Phase 2s. And then if I've got to get way left later on the block, it'll probably be a Nuclear Cell or the Rubicon.
Something still big enough to make that turn, because I think that's what a lot of people get trapped into is they think it's dry and they go left and they want to ball down. But for me, for you, I think a lot of times when you got to shape them that much, you got to ball back up once you get that far in.
Yeah, I mean, because it's still 45 feet, we're covering a lot of oil across the lane, so.
Still a lot of volume.
That's the plan. We're throwing big balls and lots of strikes.
Attaboy. Well, Team Fish, bowl good today, bud.
All right, knock them out.
Thank you, sir. Eli, how you planning on playing them today? What balls? What part of the lane? What are you thinking about?
Probably starting off in practice, game one, looking at a Rubicon. Going to kind of keep the ball closer to the right. Seems like there's a lot of friction around the gutter area.
Yep.
As the day goes on, depending on how things transition, probably going to switch over to maybe a trend or a phase 3, something a little cleaner.
Okay.
Just kind of depends on how far left and how much friction we really have to the right.
And we've got a lot of rev rate on this.
Yep.
So, you know, I think they're going to transition a lot quicker than they did the first squad.
Yeah, definitely.
But, you know, probably bigger stuff and then getting into really just chasing it.
Yep.
I don't think we're ever going to get out of the bigger stuff. Maybe cleaner covers, but still bigger cores, right?
Yeah, like I said, I know first squad they mentioned everybody was having to creep left really quickly.
Yep.
So it's just a matter of how far we have to go and how fast. But definitely cleaner covers. Not necessarily the real skid flippy stuff. Some that still kind of
Controllable, but get the back row out, right?
Exactly.
All right. Well, bowl good, brother.
Yep, you too, buddy. Appreciate
All right.
it.
All right. This is the interview everybody's wanted. This is what we've all waited for. The great Barry Slater. How are you planning on playing these lanes today, Barry? Other than holding your partner up because he's not going to strike very much.
No. Probably me with a little less rev. You know, I'll be a little more speed. I'll probably be more down and in. And as the higher rev players move a little left, I'll probably stay as far right as I can, as long as I can. And as long as I can, and with the extra friction, should maybe help me on the back end, maybe a little more carry.
Yeah,
maybe
because,
pop out
you know,
210s.
we're pretty comfortable in the center. We
Right.
bowled well last
Bowled
year.
well last year.
And, you know, it's the same game plan. I moved in, but you really camped out there and
Right.
kind of balled down, balled up to get the
Right.
back row out. And I think you're exactly right. You know, last year our biggest issue was the flat 10s later in the block
Yep.
when the oil carried down.
Yep.
And today there's so much friction from 1 to 5.
Right.
I think, you know, if you ever get trapped, you just go back right and find the
back to the
friction
right.
and you're good because your ball doesn't see the front.
Should not.
So what balls are you thinking about throwing today?
Probably start out with the idle.
Okay.
It's my benchmark ball.
Yep.
I've got the Prism Warp that I can go to a little more snappy on the back end.
The original one.
The original.
The dull one.
Not
Yep,
the
the
hybrid.
solid. Yep.
And hopefully just stay with those two. Again, just a
Perfect.
little movement with my hand, a little movement with my feet, and just try to work with the balls.
And I like it because, you know, it keeps it simple.
Right.
You know, we don't want to throw too many
Well, I'm
things into
pretty
the
simple guy,
equation.
you know.
Well, there you go. Hey, man, let's kill them today.
We're going to do it, Chris.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, bud.
Sunday morning here in Bristol. We've made the top 12, so everybody's lucky to be here again with this field. I'm here with Matt Staninger, new bowler to the North Carolina area. As soon as I moved, you moved in. You just waited for me to get out of the way, and then you were like, okay, gotcha. I feel love. But Brunswick Stafford, Hammer Stafford. Hammer Stafford, Brands Brunswick. So how did you play him yesterday, and what balls were in play for you?
I tried to really blend them out, so I used a lot of hybrids, more predictable hybrids. I actually used an impact for a little bit.
Gotcha.
2000 grit.
And it's just smooth, just predictable. You know what it's going to do.
Exactly. There's a fair amount of hook pretty early, so wanted to control the mid lanes, not make too big of an arcing motion.
Yep.
And then used a web tour hybrid for most of the day, really, and just tried to start chasing it left and play a little bit of hold if I missed right, hook early to keep control of the pocket and
Make spares, right?
watch my partner strike the whole day. So
Well, yeah, that helps.
Exactly.
That helps. But so what's the game plan today? Are you thinking, you know, in my mind, Sunday a little tighter, another run. So, you know, I'm actually thinking maybe a little more surface to start.
Yep.
And, you know, bigger balls maybe.
yeah, bigger balls. I definitely have Black Widow 2.0 in play. I also have a precision solid that's a little more controllable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Something that not super big, but
Right.
still something that's going to once
to get
again
started
control
a little bit more than the impact in the web yesterday.
Exactly.
And I think they're not going to get as bad today either because you've got the field's a little better, so we break them down a little better. I think they're going to strike a ton today. Everybody is.
I agree. I mean, yesterday we struck a ton. I think we strike even more today, most likely.
Yeah, and all the 300s were the first 4 games yesterday. So, you know, that you can think what you want.
Right, and match play, bonus pins in play.
Right.
So
Yeah, I mean,
of course
we're-
you focus more on shot to
Yeah,
shot.
I mean, we were 12th and we're 100 out of the ladder. I mean, that's nothing with bonus pins. So everybody's in play today. It's just whoever gets to a hot start and keeps it going. So
Scoring pace, 100 pins, that's 1 or 2 games.
right, yeah. With the bonus pins, quick.
Yep.
But thanks for your input, man.
For
Bowl
sure.
well today.
Use 2.
Team Brunswick.
Let's go.
Sunday morning, we are here with Matt Martin.
How you doing?
The only member of the Chris Arcaro fan club.
That's right.
So,
$10 to get in.
So we crossed next to each other all day yesterday.
Yes, sir, we did.
You struck a lot. You played him in. Oh, there's John May back there. He's going to beat us the first game today, so that's nice of him to have
Well,
a
at
little
least you didn't-
cameo.
At least you didn't draw Walter Ray.
That-
Dick.
yeah, good draw. Good draw.
So, at least we get them out of the way first.
There you go. So how did you see him yesterday? Maybe what balls did you play? And what are you thinking the difference is going to be today with them being a little flatter, maybe?
Absolutely. Definitely. More surface this morning, for sure.
Yep.
Used the idle most of the day, switched into an IQ Nano Pearl.
The original idol.
Yes, the original, the purple one.
Gotcha.
I went to the IQ Nano Pearl. It's a lot cleaner. I was able to stay in the same place.
Okay.
And I just kept striking. Just kept doing it. Just
Now
kept
you-
moving left.
And you started in. Like, you didn't really play up them.
No, I
So, you know, you just shaped them at the beginning
Yes,
and then
sir.
kind of balled down and stayed in the same zone.
Yeah, I stayed behind the ball. Try not to get around it any.
Yep.
Try to make sure I got it through the fronts because they were hooking a ton in the front.
And then just to get it roll off the spot.
Yes, sir. That's
Yep.
what the idol does.
That's a good thing. So,
Yes, sir.
you guys 11th, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're
29
12.
over.
I checked. We're within 100 of the ladder, so we got plenty of games and plenty of bonus
Absolutely.
skins to
You
get
are
there today.
correct.
But
Yes, sir.
great bowling, man. I
Hey,
know you're
enjoy it,
starting
man. Hey.
getting your feet wet on these things. Keep up the great work, buddy.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, man.
It's